Lieutenant Governor Duncan, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the committee for inviting me here today to testify. I want to start my comments by restating the obvious. Donald Trump's attempt to overturn the 2020 election was not about validating an election, but instead was a series of organized and unlawful acts meant to upend the democratic process through any means necessary. In 2020, Donald Trump lost the election in Georgia by more than 11,000 votes, and he immediately launched a pressure campaign trying to get elected officials from all around the state to overturn the election. At the time, I was a Republican, but there was no way I was going to illegally throw out millions of votes in our state. So within hours of the polls closing and Donald Trump started spreading lies, I stood up to him. And make no mistake about it, it's instantly put a target on my back. Our families had fully armed State Patrol officers positioned outside our house because our family received death threats virtually every time Donald Trump went to Twitter and lied about me. We were harassed by MAGA disciples almost everywhere we went out in public. Our kids got picked on in school. The list goes on and on and on, all because I was telling the truth. I'm often asked, why'd you do it, Geoff? Why did you stand up against a sitting president? Why did you take on an entire political party? It's in that moment I was reminded of our family motto, doing the right thing will never be the wrong thing. In the immediate aftermath of the 2020 election, it was a very difficult time for my family, as you can imagine, between the threats and the constant harassment. In the depths of that terrible moment in time for our family, one of my 3 sons came downstairs and reminded me of our family motto. Hey, Dad, doing the right thing will never be the wrong thing. Stay strong. That gave me the courage to stand up and to keep moving. Doing the right thing is why I endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris and spoke at the DNC on her behalf. It's why I campaigned for her in the 2024 election in battleground states all across the country. All because I was bold enough to say out loud that Donald Trump should never be president ever again. And guess what? I was right. It's also why I switched parties. And it's why today I'm grateful to wake up every day as a proud Democrat. When asked by some if I've lost my mind, the answer is no. I found my heart. As a Democrat, I have access to a much improved toolkit to meet the needs of millions of Georgians. I can now talk about things like expanding Medicaid, passing common sense gun legislation, and yes, even repealing Georgia's 6-week abortion ban. Trump's #1 ally in our state is current Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. Trump said it himself. The New York Times just put out a story with audio where Trump specifically said that Burt Jones is totally on our side, and he is. Burt Jones was a fake elector and tried to call for a special session to try to steal the election on behalf of Donald Trump. He tried to rally troops with lies and conspiracy theories, and that's exactly why I fired him as the chairman of the insurance committee when I was lieutenant governor. When he was sitting in my office and asked why, I said, if you're willing to lie about an election, how can Georgians trust you to chair a committee as important as this? It's this willingness to put Trump above all else that is the fundamental difference, not only between myself and Burt Jones, but also between the Trump's Republican Party and the rest of us who believe in service to others above self-interest. Trump is a man-made disaster, and hard-working Americans are paying dearly for it. Georgia, like all states, is in the midst of a crisis like we've never seen before, and we need somebody who has the courage to stand up, not just to only stand up to Donald Trump, but to stand up in this moment for them, their families, and their communities. I've decided to take that challenge, and I'm encouraging millions of Georgians to join me on that journey. It will never be okay for any of us in this room to let the reality of what happened on January 6th give way to the lies, corruption, and violence of Donald Trump's jaded vision of America. It's time we start turning the chaos into conversations in this country and get back to solving people's real problems instead of creating them. I'm working with a coalition of Georgians ranging from Democrats, independents, and the growing list of disgusted Republicans to continue to fight back against Donald Trump. I implore all of us in this room and across the country to do the same. It's time for all of us to stand up. Thank you.